What is something weird about Europe that Europeans don't realize is weird? Germans stare a lot. Like they will just gaze at you unflinchingly. An American will wait until you can't see them doing it. No mesh screens in windows in the UK, at least. In Canada we have screens in most home windows to keep flies out. You drive 5 hours in the US, you're basically still in the same place. You drive 5 hours in Europe, everyone's talking funny and the cheese is different. France's border with the Netherlands is in the Caribbean. Paying to go to the bathroom. It's absolutely wild that you have to pay money to use the toilet. My only experiences in Europe so far have been touring there in a punk band. The thing that blew my mind was how often, almost always, the venues we were playing were literal state-sponsored squats. Like the tire factory or whatever in town would go belly up and a bunch of punks and anarchists would move in and the local government would just be like, hey, they cleaned up all this broken glass and now there's a whole new crop of people keeping this community alive. Tell you what, let's give them free utilities. On more than one occasion we played a free show and got a check from some government office. This would never, ever, 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 in a million years, take place in the United States. How quickly you can be in a different country with a completely different language and culture. Finnish people are silent, small talk doesn't exist. Their personal space larger than COVID-19 social distancing rules, and it's considered normal. Don't speak unless spoken to, and don't invade other people's personal space. It's seen as a sign of a respect. Those Finns, who haven't been to abroad or haven't met too many foreigners, don't often even recognize this behavior being unusual in the global scale. Paying for water at a restaurant and honestly just the limited amount of water people drink. I always feel so incredibly dehydrated when I come back from Europe. Weird at first, but I appreciate and wish for it. It might be just a Germany thing, but from what I've been told, German Walmart failed because the North American style of customer service was very unliked. From the greeter at the door to clerks asking if you need help unprompted. German shoppers just want to shop and go home as undisturbed as possible. Having the light switch outside the bathroom. Norwegians don't close their curtains when it gets dark. Germans stare at strangers. It's unsettling. Paying for public toilets. Absolute madness. I don't care how clean y'all claim they stay. I would rather shit in a dirty bathroom than shit my pants because I didn't have coins on me. Edit. I get it, some are contactless card now. I haven't seen one but I trust y'all lol. Still blows my mind, which is why I posted it the thread topic. How incredibly inconsequential it is to cross country borders. Cycled through France, Belgium, Netherlands and there is barely even a sign. The idea that a long drive, warranting a flight, not going under really any circumstances, etc., is over an hour in the case of vacation or traveling. Not sure how true this is, but the Brits I know say it's common there. In the US, drives only get long enough to warrant another mode of transport after about 8-9 hours. The amount of mosquitoes in Finland, Americans go crazy in spring because of it. To an American or Canadian, the idea of becoming a citizen won't make you French, German or Swedish, etc. You can live in France your entire life, but because you were born in Syria never be seen as French. Being American or Canadian is an idea, anyone who even wants to be American will be considered American. Why the fuck does everything close so early? Edit. Rip my notifications. I have learned that everyone in the world has a slightly different definition of early. Unsurprising. My only experience in Europe was a small town in Italy, where my father always had to be prepared to cook dinner because nothing was open past like 5 or 6. I had assumed others talking about experiences with European establishments closing early meant this. I ain't bitchin' about a store closing at 10 p.m. I heard from y'all that overnight shifts are automatic overtime and that's good shit. Wish we had that here. Europeans. I love you. Please give me some fucking ice.